And your Radio X Evening Show with me, Dan O Connell. It's Tuesday night. We've got our first guest on the brand new evening show. Please welcome, all the way from over there, Mr. Noel Gallagher.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Did you have a nice Christmas, New Year?
Don't go there, mate.
No?
I'm not a Christmassy kind of guy.
Yeah, but I thought the last time I spoke to you, which was a fair few years ago, I know you like to go away at Christmas.
Didn't go this year.
Right.
And it'll be the last time I'm staying in England for Christmas. It was just... I still don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I'd rather, you know, you get that when you don't know what day of the week it is. I'd rather be on a beach not knowing what day of the week it is than sitting, watching, you know, eating little tins of celebrations. Not knowing what day of the week it is.
Did you spend any time with Anis over Christmas?
Yes.
Because I wanted to ask about something.
Go on.
The whole Nepo baby thing.
Oh,
Was that brought up over Christmas dinner? Boxing Day, maybe?
No.
I just thought she had a great line on it. You know, she was like, she acknowledged the fact that, you know, she had successful parents and that she was super grateful for the opportunities. And I just thought that was a nice way to encompass it.
Well, I've never pushed her in any particular direction, or she got into photography and you know, went to uni and all that kind of thing and did great. And then when I was making this record, you know, I said, well, why don't you get a video camera and come and film me making the record? But I wouldn't, if it's only because she's good at what she does. Photographs are really, really good. And if she was terrible, you know, you wouldn't be doing it for the sake of it. Because I don't think that's, I think if you're knowingly just giving your kids something to do and they're not really good at it, I don't think that's very healthy. But she actually happens to be a really good photographer. And, although she never stops talking. You know, the amount of times I was in the studio going, just give us a minute, mate. Will you just pipe down at the back, you know? But the whole nepotism thing, I mean, you know, it's human nature to help your children out, isn't it? You know what I mean? But like I said, they've got to be good at it. You know, my two lads, for example, if I could get them to work for me where they would just walk around and scratch their all day and order off fortnight, then they've got a long, meaningful career ahead of them.
But Sonny's in the band, right?
Sonny is moved schools now, so he learned to play the guitar. He's better at playing the guitar at 12 than I was.
Right,
that's for sure. Yeah, but he's. I mean, whether he'll, you know, take it into later life, I don't know. I wouldn't push him one way or the other. I wouldn't, you know. There's only room for one rock star in this family.
Let's talk the new album then. Council Skies. It's out on the 2nd of June. Obviously, we've been playing Pretty Boy a lot with Mr. Johnny Marr, one of the coolest mofos on planet Earth. Is there any other collaborations on this album? Have you been working with anyone else?
No, I don't go in for the collaboration thing. I don't co-write. I've co-written with other people for their stuff. I like doing that. I don't really get people involved in my stuff.
I saw Robert Smith's done a remix though, hasn't he?
He did, yeah.
How did that come up?
Well, do you know, it was the funny, because when we were doing Pretty Boy, obviously it sounds like The Cure, and one night, I was like, well, I wonder if he does remixes, and then I was like, I wonder how easy it'd be to get hold of him. Turns out it wasn't that difficult, you know. Somebody got an email from somebody and like he sent him the track and email and he loved it, you know. And yeah, he did a remix, and the remix sounds exactly like The Cure, which is it's great. And I mean, I've been a fan of The Cure since I was at school. I went to see them recently at Wembley. They were really amazing. Have you ever seen them?
I've seen them once.
Yeah, I mean, they're very, very good. Yeah, he's a lovely man. I'd never met him. I met him recently for the first time, and what a lovely guy.
So the new song, Easy Now, I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I really like it. Is there any instrument on that you haven't used? Because it feels like you've thrown everything at that as it kind of builds.
Well, so usually I don't, when I'm writing, if I'm writing a song and it kind of strays into Oasis territory, I would maybe shy away from it because the Oasis songs are so amazing, that, you know, the 90s stuff, that what's the point of trying to rewrite it? But every once in a while, there's one that will fall out of the sky, which is an equal to anything that we ever did. And Easy Now is one of those songs where I was kind of, as I was getting into it and writing it, I was thinking, wow, this is like little by little, all the master plans, older, more considered big brother.
We said the same thing.
Yeah,
we said this could have been an Oasis.
Yeah, and they don't come along, or they have not tended to come along off in the last 12, 13 years or whatever it is. But this one in particular, the minute that I wrote it and we started it in the studio and come out of the speakers, everyone was like, that is going to be the one. And it's people people will recognize the shape of it and the vibe and the sound. It's got a great guitar solo, not played by me, I might add. It ticks all the boxes.
Have you gone more sort of spiritual as you've got older? It felt very spiritual, sort of almost religious.
Well, the whole album was written in that lockdown period in 2020. In the first 9 months, was it? I guess the album, if it has any theme, would be quite reflective, maybe. I don't know. I don't really like to pin themes of albums down because I think people should make their own minds of what it's about. But I wouldn't say I'm not religious in any way. I'm not very spiritual, although I do believe in the universe. I don't know. It's interesting you say that. I don't know. I tend not to think about it too much.
I wanted to ask you something. I was with a big money guy the other day. Big money guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, I heard you talking about the idea of selling the Oasis back catalogue.
It's my back catalogue.
Okay, your back catalogue, no.
I guess when the moment arrives, there'll be a decision to make. But I'm not there yet. I do wonder, would it demotivate me though? Do you know what I mean? If you buy a yacht, you're kind of duty bound to be on it all the time, aren't you, really? I'm not sure I'd be sitting on the back of a yacht with an acoustic guitar trying to write songs about the weather.
South the coast of Sardinia with Elton John.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about this, right? If you did sell, does it mean that other people can play your music?
Yeah, it would just mean that, they would end up in adverts for... I mean, I get asked a lot for songs in adverts. There's been the one on the Nationwide advert for the last 3 years. Bless them. It would mean that they would own it for life, right? And you could be in a McDonald's advert, and it would be like, is that really how you want your music to be perceived? But then the other part of you is thinking, am I being too precious with it? You know what I mean? It's only music, so I don't know. I'll let you know.
Let's just talk Council Skies again.
Mm-hmm.
The album's out on the 2nd of June.
Mm.
Why Council Skies?
Like I said, the album seems to be quite reflective, and some people who've heard it have said it's quite autobiographical, and I was like, I don't get that from it. The title comes from a book by the artist Pete McKee, and I was writing the song which became Council Skies, but it wasn't called Council Skies, and there's a bit in the song, when I was writing it, there was a phrase that was missing. I didn't know what that phrase was going to be. And his book happened to be on my coffee table at home. And Council Skies. So I called him up and I said, can I use this title? And he said, yeah. And I rewrote the song. And then subsequently, lots of other things started to fall into place. So I guess to me, it's like, underneath the song says, underneath the council skies. It reminded me of my youth, and all my dreams were kind of, all took place underneath the council skies. But the term council skies is actually a particular shade of blue that he uses when he's painting his backdrops for the. Do you know the art?
I've seen some of the artwork. He's done some artwork for us.
Yeah. So the sky, the colour blue that he paints the skies is a particular thing that he's mixed himself, and he calls it council skies, which I was like, this is amazing. So I was quite honoured that he'd let me that he said I could use it, and he's a good friend, top man.
Mr. Noel Gallagher, everybody. The brand new album, Council Skies, is out on the 2nd of June. Noel, thank you so much for coming in.